My child, pause everything. Stop scrolling. Sit down. Quiet your mind. Calm your heart. And really listen to me right now, because what I'm about to drop isn't for casual ears. There's someone in your life, someone dangerously close, who's way more toxic than you've ever realized. And nah, this ain't some random stranger or some distant hater. It's someone familiar, someone who pretends to care while secretly plotting against you. You felt that off vibe, that tiny, nagging unease in your gut when they're around. Don't brush it off. That intuition, it's your soul whispering the truth. There's a snake in your story, camouflaged by charm, hidden behind familiar words, cloaked in a relationship you trusted. I don't throw that term around lightly. Snake, not just for dramatic effect. I call them that because, like a serpent in the grass, they're quietly poisoning your joy, seeding doubt in your mind, draining your energy, all while acting like your ride or die. You've been asking me for clarity, asking for the truth behind the chaos in your life. And today, I'm answering that prayer. This person, this snake, wraps itself around your progress, suffocating it before it ever grows. And I know your heart is burning with the question you're too scared to voice. Who is it? Who could be capable of this level of deception? And what did they do to earn such a dark label from the heavens? Here's the harsh truth, my child. This snake never wanted you to know. They've been busy distracting you, keeping your eyes off their schemes, hoping you'd remain blind to their darkness. But guess what? You're here. You're listening. And that right there, that's breaking their power over you. The moment you hear this revelation, their grip starts to crumble. They dread it, fear it. And you, yeah, you are about to step into light they tried to hide from you. I need you to understand something crucial before I spill the next part. Not everyone earns the title snake. We all mess up. We all hurt unintentionally sometimes. But a true snake, they're rare. They're malicious, bitter, consumed with envy, and they breathe poison into every interaction. The one in your life, they fit that description perfectly. They deserve that title. Every bit of warning, even more than words can convey, for the secret damage they've plotted against you. I know you hear the intensity in my voice right now. You're wondering why I'm fierce instead of gentle. Listen, a shepherd doesn't whisper when a wolf is threatening the flock. They roar. And today, I'm roaring for your protection. I'm exposing what the snake hoped you'd never see, unraveling their disguise, tearing apart the veil they've carefully constructed. Here's the reality. The snake counted on you staying ignorant. They banked on you staying asleep to their scheme. But look at you. You're awake. You're pressing in. You're hearing me. And just by doing that, you're already cracking their plan. Their foundation is shaking. But here's the catch. You can't look away now. Don't scroll. Don't get distracted. Stay locked in. Stay ready. Comment below right now saying, "I am listening, Lord," or mentally declare it if you can't type. That simple act signals to the spiritual realm that you are awake, alert, and ready for protection. Every second you stay tuned in, the snake's mask slips further. They fear you seeing this truth, and what I'm about to reveal next, it will blow open the darkness hiding in plain sight. So lean in, my child. Don't flinch. Don't doubt your gut. The journey into exposing this deception begins now, and it's only going to get deeper. Are you ready? Stay right here, because the next part, we're stepping into the streets with this snake. You're about to witness their desperation, their mission, and the secret they tried to hide from you. But I'm bringing it all to light. Don't blink. My child, to understand how deep this betrayal really goes, I need to rewind the clock just a little. This part matters more than you think, because while you were busy living your life, handling your responsibilities, minding your own business, trying to stay strong, something was happening behind the scenes. Something calculated, something cold. Just hours before this message reached you, the snake was already on the move. They were inside their own place, pacing back and forth like their skin didn't fit right. Their calm mask was gone. Their nerves were shot. You would have never recognized them in that moment. Their hands were shaking as they rushed to lock the door, fumbling with the keys like panic had taken control. For a split second, the key jammed, and fear flashed across their face. They froze, looked over their shoulder, heart racing. Why? Because deep down, they knew what they were doing was foul, and people always act different when they know they're crossing a line. Clutched tight against their chest was a plain black bag. Nothing flashy, nothing obvious. But don't be fooled. What it carried was heavy, not in weight, but in consequence. That bag held something they couldn't afford to drop, couldn't risk losing. They held onto it like their whole plan depended on it. Because it did. They stepped outside and hit the street fast, not strolling, not casual. They were moving with urgency, almost running, eyes darting, checking the time again and again. Every second felt like pressure closing in. They bumped into strangers, brushed shoulders, ignored curses thrown their way. No apologies, no eye contact. When someone's locked into betrayal, manners go out the window. This wasn't a normal errand. This wasn't innocent. This was a delivery. And the destination? That tells you everything. They didn't head to a cafe, didn't walk into an office, didn't knock on a friendly door. No, they went somewhere hidden, somewhere most people avoid, somewhere shadows feel comfortable, under a bridge, dark, damp, quiet except for water dripping from concrete above. The kind of place where secrets change hands and nobody asks questions. The kind of place where light struggles to survive. That's where they chose to go. Because darkness recognizes its own, and they weren't alone. Waiting there was another figure, leaning against the cold concrete like they'd been there a while. Smoke curled from their mouth, twisting into the air like a warning sign. 3 cigarette butts already crushed under their boot. They were impatient, watching, waiting. This meeting mattered. When the snake finally showed up, they slowed down, breath heavy, adrenaline still pumping. Before a single word could be exchanged, before excuses, before explanations, the snake shoved the black bag forward. No greeting, no hesitation. Here, they whispered. That word wasn't confidence. It was fear. The waiting figure straightened up, eyes lighting up with something sharp and hungry. They grabbed the bag immediately and opened it right there, needing to see if the snake actually followed through. Because this delivery wasn't small. This was personal. And that's where the story gets real uncomfortable for you. Because the person standing under that bridge was not random, not unknown, not harmless. And the contents of that bag, they weren't just dangerous. They were intimate. What was handed over in that dark place has everything to do with the battles you've been fighting, the confusion you felt, and the pressure that's been weighing on your spirit. And here's the truth the snake hoped you'd never uncover. They didn't just betray you emotionally. They equipped your enemy strategically. Stay with me, because in next part, I'm exposing who was waiting under that bridge, and what was inside that black bag will hit closer to home than you're ready for. Don't click away now. This is where the mask really comes off. My child, take a breath and brace yourself, because this is where the truth cuts deep. The person waiting under that bridge wasn't a stranger. It wasn't some random deal gone wrong. It wasn't coincidence. That figure standing in the shadows was someone who already hated you. Someone who's been rooting for your downfall way longer than you realize. Yes, your enemy. The snake didn't just meet anyone under that bridge. They walked straight into the arms of the very person who's been quietly rooting against you, whispering lies about you, smiling in public while hoping you'd fail in private. This enemy didn't stumble into this moment. They've been building toward it brick by brick, day after day, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. When the bag was opened, something shifted. The enemy's expression changed instantly. That tight jaw loosened. That cold stare softened into something far worse. A slow, satisfied smile. Not joy, not happiness, victory. Because whatever was inside that bag was exactly what they'd been waiting on. It was the missing piece, the weapon they didn't have. Until now. And you're probably asking yourself, what could possibly be in a black bag that makes an enemy smile like that? Here's the part that hurts. That bag wasn't filled with money. It wasn't documents. It wasn't drugs or valuables. That bag carried something far more dangerous. It carried you. Inside that bag were your secrets, your private thoughts, the fears you admitted only in moments of vulnerability, the weaknesses you confessed when you trusted someone enough to let your guard down, every insecurity you tried to bury, every mistake you hoped would stay in the past. Page after page, it was a roadmap to your heart, a blueprint of where to hit you to cause the most damage, and the enemy knew it. They flipped through those pages like a playbook, gripping the paper tighter and tighter, already imagining the pain they could cause. That's why this betrayal isn't small. It's intimate. It's calculated. It's cruel. The snake knew exactly what they were handing over. They weren't careless. They were intentional. They understood the power of information. They knew your enemy doesn't want to just inconvenience you. They want to break you, to embarrass you, to silence you, to make you question who you are, and whether you were ever worthy in the first place. That black bag was a spiritual weapon. Every fear written inside was a trigger. Every weakness was leverage. Every secret was potential ammo. And the snake carried it carefully because they knew how destructive it could be in the wrong hands. That's why their hands shook earlier. That's why their heart raced. Guilt always shows up when someone knows they're selling out a soul. But listen to me closely now. Don't panic. Don't spiral. Don't let anger blind you. This wasn't news to me. I saw the deal before it was made. I heard the whispers long before the bag was packed. I was there under that bridge, even though you couldn't see me. And here's what the enemy doesn't understand. Knowing your past doesn't give them power over your future. Yes, the betrayal was real. Yes, the pain is valid, but exposure doesn't equal destruction. In fact, sometimes exposure is protection in disguise. The snake thought they were handing over the key to your downfall, but what they really did was reveal themselves. And that changes everything. You can't fight what you can't see. And now, you see it. Don't move. In next part, I'm revealing who the snake really is and why their closeness to you made this betrayal so dangerous. What I'm about to uncover will reframe your entire past and set you free. All right, my child. Now comes the part the snake never wanted you to hear. The moment where the mask drops and the truth stares you straight in the eyes. The snake, the one who carried that black bag, the one who handed over your secrets to your enemy. It's someone you know, someone you trusted, someone you welcomed into your life, your home, maybe even your heart. That's what makes this so dangerous. The closer they were, the sharper the betrayal. They weren't some distant stranger plotting in the shadows. No, they were right there beside you, praying when you prayed, smiling when you smiled, pretending to be a supporter while secretly collecting ammo to hand to the enemy. They used intimacy as a weapon. They used friendship, trust, and shared moments to study you, to map your vulnerabilities, to figure out exactly where to strike to hurt you most. Think about the moments you laughed together, confided in them, shared your dreams. All of it became data. All of it became fuel for this dark plan. Every tear you thought was private, every fear you whispered in trust, every secret you thought was locked away. They were watching. They were listening. They were taking notes. And now, all that they gathered is in the hands of someone who doesn't care about your heart, your spirit, or your peace. But hear me loud and clear. This isn't the end, not by a long shot. The snake has struck, sure, but their strike is powerless against me. I've been ahead of them the whole time. I was in the shadows before they even conceived the plan. I was standing between you and the venom they tried to inject. Every time it looked like you were about to fall, I was holding you up. Every moment they hoped would destroy you, I turned into a delay, a season of preparation for your next level. And now, my child, the moment of reckoning is here, because seeing the snake for who they truly are gives you power. Knowledge is light. Revelation is armor. And while they thought they were controlling the story, they were really just exposing themselves. Their mask is off. Their deception is no longer hidden. Do not let fear take root in your heart. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it stings. But this is also the moment where your breakthrough begins. Every betrayal, every secret, every manipulation, they're all about to be flipped. What they meant to use to break you will become the exact tool for your rise. What they plotted to silence you will now amplify your voice. What they hoped would shame you will now showcase your strength. And here's the promise, my child. The new doors I've been preparing for you, they're swinging wide open. This betrayal, it's clearing the path. The closed doors behind you, the ones that left scars, shattered expectations, and grief, were never meant for your destiny. They were temporary obstacles, teaching you endurance, patience, and spiritual resilience. Now it's your time to step into a new season, a season where every move you make is aligned with your purpose, where every challenge is a setup for your promotion, and where every enemy, every snake, every obstacle is repurposed to lift you higher than you ever imagined. The exposure of the snake is not a defeat. It's the ignition of your next chapter. Your faith, your perseverance, your courage, they're all about to be rewarded. And you will look back on this season and thank me for revealing the truth, for showing you who wasn't really for you, and for preparing you to walk through the door that's actually meant for you. Next part is the final chapter. My child, this is where we take all the betrayal, all the pain, and turn it into your breakthrough, your victory, your harvest, and the door you never expected are all waiting. Stay with me, because the best is coming, and you don't want to miss a word. My strong child, listen to me closely now, because this is where everything shifts. This is where the pressure breaks, the fog lifts, and the season changes for real. I know it's been heavy. I know the betrayal cut deep. I know you stood in places where you wondered if you could even keep going. But hear this clearly. You survived what was meant to end you, and that alone proves you were never ordinary. Right now, you may still be standing in front of a closed door, a door that slammed shut so hard it knocked the wind out of you, a door connected to people, places, plans, or dreams you thought were permanent. You've replayed it over and over in your mind, what you could have done differently, what you missed, why it had to end like that. That door hurt you. No sugarcoating it. It took something from you. But what you didn't see while you were grieving that loss is that I was already working ahead of you. While you were staring backward, I was building forward. While you were mourning the ending, I was preparing the beginning. The door that closed was guarded by snakes, compromise, and limitation. If it stayed open, it would have destroyed you slowly. That's why I shut it hard, not to punish you, but to protect you. And now, a new door is standing right in front of you. This door isn't average. It's not small. It's not tied to betrayal or scarcity or survival mode. This door leads to peace, to alignment, to abundance, to a version of you that doesn't have to beg for respect or explain your worth. You're stepping into a season where things start clicking, where the same wind that once pushed against you starts pushing for you. Can you feel it? That subtle shift, that quiet confidence rising up? That's not random. That's transition. You've been in training longer than you realized. Every setback taught you endurance. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Every lonely night built your spiritual muscle. When others quit, you kept moving. When others folded, you stayed standing. When it hurt like hell, you still chose growth. Class dismissed. Graduation day is here. The pressure you've been under wasn't meant to crush you. It was meant to forge you. You're not fragile. You're forged. Steel doesn't break under fire. It gets stronger. Diamonds don't form in comfort. They form under pressure. And champions, they're built in battles, not comfort zones. So stop calling this season a loss. It was a setup. What looked like rejection was redirection. What felt like delay was development. What seemed like betrayal was exposure. And exposure is protection. Your enemy thought they were writing your ending. The snake thought they were sealing your fate. But they don't get the pen. I do. And the final chapter? It's victory. Now hear me. Don't wait until everything looks perfect to praise. Praise me in the process. Thank me while the door is opening. Speak life while you're still walking toward it. Say it out loud if you need to. Thank you, Lord. I'm coming out better, bolder, and blessed. You're not just surviving anymore. You're rising. And before we close this chapter together, I want you to take one bold step of faith. Subscribe to this channel right now. By subscribing, you're locking arms with a community that refuses to quit, that chooses faith over fear, and that's walking into new seasons together. Don't miss what's coming next. You didn't come this far to stop now. Then drop a comment below and declare it. I am ready for my new door. Say it, claim it, seal it, because you are loved, you are chosen, you are protected, and your victory, it's already in motion. This isn't the end of your story. This is the rise.